Alamance County Board of Elections. This is May 3rd, 2022. We have a quorum present and we are meeting, continue to meet in the Alamance County Commissioners Chambers. You have a copy of the May 3rd agenda in front of you. At this time, the chair will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So move.
I'll second.
Properly moved and second that the agenda be approved. Are there any additions, deletions, correction to this agenda?
No, ma'am.
Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers signify by saying no. Motion carries. We will also have, at this time, it's time for public comments. We have no public present with us today. Public is always invited to be with us in the county chambers. So if they have any comments they'd like to make to us, I will ask the executive director if there are any comments that she has received from the public that we need to know about.
None at this time.
Okay, so there are no public comments. Is there any comment that the members of the board would like to make?
Okay.
Okay, hearing none, we'll move on down to the minutes. And you do have a copy of the minutes from our April the 26th, 2022 meeting. The chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Move the minutes be approved for April 26th.
Second.
Properly moved and second that the minutes be approved. Are there any corrections, additions, deletions to these minutes?
No, ma'am.
Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Opposed will signify by saying no. Motion carries. Okay, now we're down at the point where we need to approve some chief judge or judge replacements. And I'm going to ask the executive director, Ms. Dawn Hurley.
We have 4 temporary and 1 permanent replacement. We did, as of right now, we have all the judges and chief judges positions filled. And we are pretty good on the assistants for election day. We're still, welcome names because we still have a week and a half, 2 weeks before the election. 2 weeks.
Mhm.
And we had somebody call this morning, and say they couldn't work. So the more names we have for backups, we can get them trained, and we would appreciate it. But currently, I think we're sitting good for the May primary.
Good.
Okay. Okay, the executive director is passing the list around for us to review. I'll let you review it and then sign it. Make a motion to approve the chief judge and judge replacement.
Motion to approve chief judge and judge replacements.
Second.
Properly moved to approve the list of chief judge and judge replacements. Questions?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed will signify by saying no. Motion carries. Okay, and we will make sure that each has signed the replacement list as presented by the executive director. Okay.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I'd just like to make one comment.
Mhm.
When we met last time, I thought we were in pretty dire straits with being down 75 poll workers. And now it looks like we're perhaps fully personed. And just want to acknowledge the good work of the office to get those numbers up.
Well, Facebook really helped, and just everybody spreading the word. We got workers from the county. They agreed to send out an email to department heads, and if somebody in their department was willing to help out, if they're working in a precinct, they basically get right at 2 days comp time.
Mm-hmm.
If they're working as a rover for us. They'll work that morning and then report to work during the day. And then after 5, we'll work again. But for the time that they work, they'll get
Get 2
time and a half for that.
Mhm.
And so they've helped us out. We've gotten right many from the county that's willing to help. And so, and then there's quite a few organizations. The Democratic Party sent us some names. The Republican Party has sent us some names. So they finally stepped up and got us some names.
We're
going.
getting that
Yes,
out there, aren't
ma'am.
we? Yes.
So we appreciate it. So it's been like a group effort for
Yeah,
everybody.
thank you.
So everybody's helped.
Good. Appreciate
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And Dr. Ashby, certainly thank you for that comment and for all that this board is doing. This is a hard-working board getting the word out, and so appreciate each of us for doing what
That's right.
we are
Yes.
able to do
Yes.
within the
Mhm.
guidelines.
Yes.
So thank you all for that as well. Okay, we're down now to the approval of absentee ballot applications, and the executive director is going to give us an explanation of the absentee process. Back to you.
Okay. Charlene is now handling the absentees, and she's just going to go over basically what she looks for for the law so that an absentee can be approved, and then she will give you a few figures and then present the absentee list to y'all for approval.
Well, hello, everybody.
Yes.
Some of y'all I know, some of you I do not.
Good to see you, Charlene.
When the envelopes come back to us in the office, what we look for obviously is the signature of the voter, making sure that it matches what the sticker says at the top. And that's the one that you guys sign for the board date meetings and the initials on them. And they have the option of either getting 2 witnesses or getting 1 notary to witness their voter signature. When it comes back to us, the witness has to print their name, print their residential address or post office address, as well as signing their name on the bottom line. And then if they have the 1 notary, then the notary, of course, is attesting to the fact that the person before them is presenting to be the voter, and then they go ahead and notarize their signature, therefore. So far, we've had a total of 95 come back out of 432 that were requested. 403 were issued. So we're kind of on the low end, but you also have to remember some of these were requested back in March, February timeframe. And by that point, a lot of the candidates have shifted. So some of those requests were no longer applicable. We had to spoil 5 of those ballots for the usual reasons, which are the voter failed to sign, the witness failed to sign, or they failed to get witnesses, or that they failed to get a notary. So there was some sort of issue. With those 5 spoiled ballots, they were reissued new ballots within a 24 to 36 hour period on that. As of today, we only have 1 pending cured, and that is because she got the witnesses and they signed, the voter failed to sign. And from the director from the state board, I think it was 2020 going into 2021, and again for this year, it's a curable issue. So that letter was mailed out to them, and we're just waiting for confirmation to get that back. And once that does come back, then it will be considered an accepted ballot for the absentee on that one. So that's it on the civilian status side. So far for military, it says that 2 were requested, 2 were issued, but 0 have been returned as of today's date. As for military and overseas citizens, for the overseas portion, we've had 10 total requested, 9 total issued, and as of today's date and time, only 3 have been returned.
And a lot of times the military and overseas, they request back like in 2020, when they return, military and overseas has to request a ballot every year. Their FPCA form's only good for 1 year. If they vote that year and send it back, there's a little check mark on the papers they return that states they want ballots for the next year. So a lot of these, a lot of times it's just where they checked it that, like in 2020. So last year we sent them out. Some of those return them. They checked it again. As long as they check that box, they don't have to submit another FPCA form. But once they skip a year without voting, then they have to submit another FPCA, as long as they're overseas or in the military.
And then just for fun, we have some statistics for you. As of today's date at 10:25 a.m., the grand total, including absentee by mail ballots as well as one-stop early voting, you're looking at 1,074 persons who have submitted a ballot for the May 17 primary. So, and the total breakdown for that is civilian was 89, Graham Rec is looking at 500, Coronado Senior at 482, and then your overseas citizens at 3. So it's Graham Rec and Coronado have been fairly even keeled with each other, pretty much on a day-to-day basis. So. That's it on that.
Do you have any indication about Sunday?
Yes, I do have that. Sunday we had, at Coronado Senior, we had 49 voters. And at Graham Rec, we had 63 voters. So for a total of 112.
First page that you're going to be signing is the indication of the 2 overseas citizens voters that had come in during this last time. And then the second page is going to, or the second and third page is going to be the 46 civilian absentee ballots that had come in since the last board meeting date.
Wow. Trying to see if I saw anybody I knew. That's for both of those.
Thank you.
Thank you.
These are the ATV cover sheets and ATV forms for the one-stop early voting. This is for Graham Rec, and it's going to start with the 4/28 start date until the 1st. And
Yes, sir.
I saw you getting nervous. You thought you were going to have to sign all of them, didn't you?
Yeah. We'll be here a while. Talk about time and a half.
And the next stack that I'll be doing is I'm
You
gonna
did,
ask
you
to
saw
go
my eye.
for Coronado Senior Center, starting with April 28th and running through May 2nd.
This is that Sunday one, right? You were talking about Sunday.
Uh-huh.
Looked like two there for a second.
Are the early voting numbers generally following past trends, or are they up or down?
It's a little down, but next week will be the busy week.
Yeah.
You know, it's always the second week, and it could possibly pick up.
Yeah.
I hope it picks up.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think basically what's on the ballot this time, you know,
Mhm.
that people,
I think people are confused.
yes,
They are.
but, and we've had several that come in to vote and then they're like, I'm not voting, that's, such and such isn't on my ballot, and they'll just walk out, they don't want to.
Yeah, because I was gonna mention that down on the other business, yeah, some of them are truly get a little bit confused.
Mhm.
I think we're gonna, and I guess we can, we're down to, well, that's it for that anyway.
But it's going very smoothly. We, everybody seems to be happy with the signage.
That's good.
And, we still have people who have went over here and actually, but they're going in the back. So we
Yeah.
put signs up back there and over in the curbside where
Mhm.
people park, because they go in the back and then park, they don't see the sign up front.
Okay.
And but we've put signs up there now. Hopefully they haven't called us back and said that they were still having people come in. So I think that's helped now that we've put the signs up there. But I mean, they take calls too.
We've had a few come in the office, but we often do that. They think that's where they vote early.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we just direct them to the Green Rec Center.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's running very smoothly.
Okay.
They're, closing up fine, balancing every night. So that's what's good. We're happy with that.
Yes.
So,
Mhm. Mhm.
and we told you the numbers for Sunday.
Mhm.
Yesterday, like Sunday was 112 yesterday. That was for both sites. Yesterday we had 281. It's picked up during the week a little bit. The first day we had 251. Friday we had 274, and then Sunday, we wasn't open as long. So, but then yesterday was 281. So each day's getting
Mhm.
more voters are turning out. So
And Sunday they were calling for that bad storm.
Yes.
Also, and I was wondering if how many people were looking at that, and
Mhm. yeah, it did hit though. But I think it hit after
it
the
hit.
closing,
Yeah, but
so,
when it hit, it hit.
Yeah,
I was
it
out
went.
in it, and I could
Yeah.
not see.
yes.
Yeah, so I was concerned about that. Yeah. So is that your update on? what's
Yeah,
up-
we did.
any
I was
of-
just
yeah.
gonna
Oh,
give you the
okay.
numbers for like Sunday and
Oh, okay.
Some of the numbers.
Okay. But you were talking, you've heard people under other business, we can say that, been confused about who's on the ballot,
Yes.
and that type of thing. So I think they are confused. Some are confused that, well, we heard somebody had more people on their ballot than we have, so you
Exactly.
have to explain to them, so people, some people ask us, say, well, now when I go in, what I said, they are going to ask you.
Right.
I said, you can't vote on both. Either you have a Republican, you're going in as a Republican, or you're going in as a Democrat.
Mhm.
But they are I said, they will walk you through when you hit the door. They
Right.
are going to walk you through that process. And then somebody called me and said, well, I'm unaffiliated. When you walk through the door, they will walk you through the process. I said, they are going to ask you. That's why I said, so you don't worry about it. Just go.
Right.
And they will walk you through the process. They will ask the questions when you get there, and then you tell them. And then some, they are a little bit confused about, only two something or one, and
Yeah.
somebody else's was a longer one, and then
Yeah, because the Democratic ballot only has two offices.
two offices. Mhm.
And the Republican ballots have more.
Yeah.
And one of them has an additional for the House district. So,
Right, yeah.
And We're gonna put, we're actually printing off some little maps to put up, of the county. It
Mhm.
shows District 63 and District 64, and we're gonna
Yeah.
also have them at the, election day sites. You know,
Okay, that would be,
because a lot
yeah,
of people at one thought they were in 64, now they're in 63, or
Yeah.
vice versa.
Yes.
If
So-
nothing else, redistricting is
Right.
gonna be confusing.
So they could, at least
Yeah.
this way, the
Understandably
chief
so.
judge
Yeah.
will have the map to show them.
yeah, and then the whole thing, because, now they were asking, what is this number 4? Well, so the congressional districts, they were confused. That was sort of confusing to some of them as well, when we used to be, and then
Yes.
now,
Gosh, we've changed a lot here.
A
the last couple
lot.
of years. We was
yes,
6,
6,
13.
13.
yeah.
4
Yeah,
now.
And so but do we vote? I mean, we weren't, so
Well, I thought
again,
such and such was my representative.
Yes.
Well, he's not on, yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
that's exactly what
We get a
some
lot
of
of
the,
that, too.
so that's what they're,
That's why I love the giant sample
Sample
ballot
ballots.
poster as you walk in. I
Yeah.
went with my mom and she was like, yes.
Uh-huh.
Well, and we're
Yeah.
gonna have those at the polling sites on election day as well.
Oh, that's
Just hope
great.
they can have room somewhere to put them up.
Yeah,
That's our,
Yeah.
But we'll have some other ones in case they
Yeah.
don't have room.
But did you get the email from Elon Elementary? I told them to call you.
Mm-mm.
They were concerned about why didn't we close the school? And because of where they were going to be, and somebody couldn't have gym because we were using the gym, and somebody couldn't do this, and so I told them, I said, now listen, Board of Elections doesn't control the school system now. I say that is something you have to ask your principal, who will then ask the superintendent
Right.
if you want that day off. We can't give you that day off. And then they were concerned about the kids crossing when we have, I guess, curbside. And so, I told them, I said, listen, the executive director and the principal, they've had these conversations, so they know where the kids are supposed to be and the kids are not supposed to be. If the kids are not supposed to be there, then the teachers will direct the students where they're supposed to be. If they were, and I said, well, are they used to coming where we're having no, then they shouldn't be there on election day either. When the voting. So we had some of that. So then they were saying, well, you all are going to have to shut election down for 3 hours while we do something. I told them, no, ma'am, it doesn't work that way. I said, no, ma'am, we cannot. I said, now, if you would like to call the General Assembly and see if you can get it shut down for 3 hours while you all do something at the school, then you can do that. I said, or if you want the ED to call the General Assembly and say, Elon wants to know if the elementary school can shut the election down for 3 hours. I said, that is not the process. I said, you all have to understand the Board of Elections. We have mandates from the state. I said, it's not,
Almost everything.
And then, I said,
the amount of
we have,
we have
I said, so,
is frighteningly
no,
small.
you will not. They're saying, well, some people aren't going to get divorced. No, it doesn't work that way. We will not be shutting it down for 3 hours while they take gym or line the students up for getting on the bus or some other class. I had a long time. I said, no, that's not the process. But if you would like to contact the executive director, I said, you can contact the executive director. You can send her an email, and she can send it to the General Assembly.
Yes.
If you also desire,
If I receive that, I'll let you know.
School was closed the last time. We didn't close. Yes, it was, but
That was
we
because
didn't
of-
do that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and that's not up to us. Maybe the new superintendent, when he starts, maybe in November, they'll consider that. I don't know. Any other comments? Anything else from the staff?
it's going relatively well
Okay,
right now.
good,
Keep
good,
quiet, that's good.
Yes.
good.
A little
So,
scary.
Boring elections.
yes, yes, yes. So,
I'm
yeah, so you're okay. You're good.
good.
Yeah, you've got good folk working with you. Okay, so the date of our next meeting is
I have it right here.
7 days later, May
10
10th.
days, yes, ma'am. I
Mhm.
won't be here, man.
Okay,
That's when I'm gonna get already planned vacation.
right. Okay, then we'll.
It's
we'll
the 10th.
okay, now May 10th, 2 o'clock. Now remember, Gary is not going to be here that day, so we will still need a quorum. Perhaps Brian will be
I'll
back.
get in
Check to
touch-
see if he-
I'll get in
Now
touch
we will
with
have a
him.
quorum, but we still like to have it bipartisan if we can.
Right.
Even though this
Right.
is basic, what we're going over is it's basic information. Nothing that we're going to have to
Right.
really vote on except for the basic items like this.
But I will,
But if
we'll
you have-
contact him and.
Yeah,
tell
just
him
in
that.
case.
Yeah, I got his number and email it now.
Yeah, we have it. Yeah, because I've texted him, but
Mhm.
yeah, he could be tied up in court today. I don't
Right.
know. So, but we will let him know that you are not going to be able to come, but we will still need a quorum. Okay?
Okay.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
before we end, I just want to, on the behalf of the Alamance County Board of Elections, express our condolences upon the
Thank
death of your husband, Roy.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate all of the calls and emails and texts. My family and I do appreciate it so very much. Thank you. Keep it in prayer. We need it, but we're there. So far, the kids are doing good, and so the two children are doing good. So, but we appreciate it. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
Mhm. Yeah, so I'm here today because I think that's what he would want me to do, is keep it moving. Yeah.
Mhm,
So I am.
mhm.
And the service will be tomorrow, but we'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be tomorrow.
Here.
At Blackwell's.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be at Blackwell's. Yeah, it'll be here. And so we were good today. Everything looked good. Blackwell is just phenomenal. So we are satisfied. So we are good with that. Yeah. Okay, at this time, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second?
Properly moved in second. We are adjourned, and enjoy your vacation and
Yeah, well,
be safe.